It's just me. Miriam's at home today. But I'm here at work, and we got a flash sale going on with Irish cream. And well, I figured I might as well just leave the green background the way that it is. So if you didn't know, actually, there's a link in the description of this video to the Irish cream flash sale that we got going on. Yeah, hold on a second. I can. Boom. Anyway, I love doing this live, right? Close that, remove stores. I want to share my screen. There it is. Hey, Irish cream flash sale going on right now. So this just started today. It's between, well, an hour and a half ago, and 6 p.m. Eastern, which is in, I don't know how many hours. Anyway, it's in like 6 hours or something like that. We're doing a sale where you can get 20% off on Irish cream. We're also doing a giveaway where you can win your entire order. So there were 2 ways to enter. One of them was to mail in an entry form, but method 2 is, hey, just place an order and you're automatically entered to win as well. The prizes are either a $50 Keto Chow gift card or a refund on the full amount of your purchase up to $1,000. Now, of course, that only applies to people who order today, but hey, you can get 20% off on Irish cream and get a bunch of other stuff too. So yeah, super easy, Irish-20, or if you click on that link, this one right here, it actually automatically gives you the 20% off. So let's see, here, I'll show you. This actually came up today. If someone was like, is it really working? There it is, Irish-20, boom. So yeah. Chrissy says hi from Virginia. Viewing more is, or West Virginia, and viewing more is on for Virginia. Chrissy Davis says, I'm so excited about the flash sale. Myra is here from Washington State. Mama Cat's got it in the cart now. And Pearl says hi from Bellevue. Karen's here from chilly, windy Arkansas. That says it's a great sale. Jujubee is here. And Chrissy says, if we want to order the Irish cream and some other flavors, can we use a coupon code for the other stuff? So that's a really good question. The shopping cart that we use is called Shopify. It only allows one code to be applied to each order. So you can't stack codes and you can't combine codes. So if you're ordering the Irish cream with the 20% off, you would not be able to do any other codes, unfortunately. That's a limitation of the platform itself. You could place separate orders, which would actually enter you to win twice. The problem with that is if your order is under $100, it won't get free economy shipping. So if you do 2 orders like that, it might cause you to have to pay for shipping. So I guess it kind of depends on the way you want to do it. One other thing that came up today was blueberry pie. I actually need to go put this bag back downstairs because apparently we're out of the big bags of blueberry pie. We still have a lot of this individuals. We have a lot of the maple waffle. It's just the big bags of blueberry pie apparently ran out this morning. Gigi says super off topic pick. But is a rump roast good for lazy engineer beef? Yeah, I used a chuck roast, which was the shoulder, and it worked great. A rump roast, any type of beef would work really well for the lazy engineer beef. And if you don't know what we're talking about, oh my gosh. If you go here to kitchen, you go to recipes, you do a little dance, lazy. It's basically my recipe where I just took a big chunk of beef and I threw it into a slow cooker. And then after it had done doing its thing, I put in beef soup Keto Chow, the beef soup base, and that turns the drippings into a sauce. So it works out exceptionally well, and you end up with delicious beef covered in a sauce. I can actually toss that into the chat. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, let's see. A couple other people had some questions. Hey, living on keto. Hey, how's it going? Wendy, say hi to Harry for me. Irish cream is so delicious in yogurt. I've never tried it in yogurt before. That's actually that sounds good. J-Dog says, good morning. Sure in Bagora. It's an amazing day. Shamrock shake, chocolate mint for breakfast. I made a couple of those, the chocolate mint for Kate. She's probably having one right now. Let's see. Mama Cat says, are you going to have big bags of core chocolate? That's become my favorite. So the core, all that we've announced is that we have the little packets that we have. We've made no announcements whatsoever of any kind about whether it's coming back in big bags. For right now, we're still gauging the how people like it or not. So, but we are very closely monitoring the situation, and a lot of people really like it. I did notice somebody, I think it was on the Keto Chow Facebook support group yesterday, was talking about they mixed it up with tallow, and they're like, this wasn't very good. And people were like, wait, did you use the sweetened or the unsweetened? They're like, oh, I used the unsweetened. I don't like it sweetened. They're like, that might have been the issue. I don't know. So it was kind of funny. GGB says, I've never cooked a rump roast in my life, but at $1.95, teach me, Grasso. Literally, you take the big chunk of meat and you stick it in a slow cooker. And then at some point you come back, take the meat out, shred it, and whip in the beef soup based keto chow, and then put the meat back in. Like, that's it. It is the laziest recipe ever because you're not, and you don't add any water when you put the meat in. There's no need for that. The meat has a lot of water that's going to come out. You can add salt. I think I added some garlic to make the lazy engineer beef. You could totally take a bunch of, what's it called? Corned beef. That's beef too. Take a bunch of corned beef and just stick it in the slow cooker. Do the exact same thing. Make lazy engineer beef out of the, whatchamacallit? I just said it. The corned beef that's going to be on sale tomorrow. Get a bunch of that. Roger's here from Ontario, Canada. That's awesome. Let's see. J-Dog says Kroger has corned beef on sale for $2.99. That's awesome. Joe Keo's here. RJ says, do you have to buy some Irish cream to enter the contest? That's a very good question. No, you do not. It's any orders that happen between about an hour and a half ago and 5.5 hours from now, which will be 6 p.m. Eastern. All of those orders are entered to win. So, yeah. Kat says, you said that if you order 2 times, you can enter 2 times. The rules say only 1 entry. Do they really? Let me check that out. I love doing stuff live. Irish cream flash sale, eligibility, how to enter, prizes. Okay. Whoa, there it is. Well, I stand corrected. So, executive decision, yeah, you can only enter once, but if you win, whatever order was biggest is the one that we're going to do the refund on. There we go. You heard it here first. Thank you for pointing that out. That was a good catch, RJE. I'm actually glad you said that because I would have felt really silly. You know, I should read these conditions a lot better. I'm usually really good at reading terms and conditions. So, Lemming and Keo says, I will. It's amazing in the yogurt, creamy, smooth, and delicious. Let's see. Brenda says, I ordered some core. Oh, wait, it was Kat, not RJE. RJE was asking, do you have to enter? No, only by Irish cream. It was Kat that said that only 1 entry is allowed. Brenda says, I ordered some core and sweetened today. Looking forward to trying it, adding my own sweetener. Jackie says, I ordered a large bag of blueberry this morning and the site still says in stock. Does it really? Okay. Well, I just know that we're getting close. So yeah, again, I'm going to take this downstairs and give it to them to make sure that there's enough. Rebecca wants vanilla core. Noted. Let's see. J-Doc says, I sit corrected. Right. Mary Angel J says, Keto Chow rocks, but you knew that. I did know that. And Kat says, great giveaway. Thanks, y'all. So yeah, that was pretty much it. One of the things I was tasked with today was make sure that a live stream is done. And well, Miriam's at home with the kids today. So I'm like, oh, I should just do this. So I did an Instagram live, I did a TikTok live, and now I'm doing the Facebook and YouTube live. But it's the live for Facebook and YouTube. Although I am old enough that I deliberately and unironically call it the Facebook. Because I am part of, did you guys know that this is a thing? Hold on a second. Completely off topic. Oregon Trail Generation. Did you know that there is an Oregon Trail generation? I had no idea. Life before and after mainstream tech. So yeah, you died of dysentery. So yeah, if you can distinctly recall the excitement of walking into your weekly computer lab session and seeing a room full of Apple IIe's displaying the start screen of Oregon Trail, you're a member of this nameless generation. So this first group of kids that grew up with household computers, still novel enough. Gen X, they were already teens or young adults when computers came around. And millennials, they don't even remember a time before computers. I am part of the Oregon Trail generation. And I'm super happy that there's a name for it. I've been trying to tell everybody about the Oregon Trail generation as much as I can. Let's see. Loving on Keto says that stuffed blueberry stuffed waffles with cream cheese is delicious. Yes, it is. And RJE wants to know, will all of the Keto Chows eventually switch over to the lower carb count? So yeah. So this is version 2.8. There it is. And this is the one that has the lower total carbs because there's only 1 gram of acacia gum, which was enough to allow butter to mix in, just barely. It's actually kind of on the edge. It's a little bit harder to mix butter with the 2.8 versus the 2.7 and below. Anyway, but going forward, all of the new stuff will be version 2.8 with one temporary exception. And that temporary exception is the raspberry cheesecake that it's coming soon to a theater near you. No, to a website near you. We're getting close. I don't know exactly when it's going to be here, but it will be close. But here's the thing. It's been so long since we ordered it that the first batch that we'll be getting is actually version 2.7 something or other that has the higher amount of acacia gum. So in a couple weeks, a couple days, I'm not sure when you see raspberry cheesecake available, it will be the higher acacia gum until we get done with that order, and then it'll switch over to the lower acacia gum. Also, that raspberry cheesecake will have the new raspberry cheesecake flavoring. So if you don't know what's going on with raspberry cheesecake, here's the short version, right? The place that was making the flavor, they gave us a new batch of the flavor, and it did not taste like the old stuff. And we actually think that what happened is the old stuff might have not been made according to their specification. Like maybe they accidentally made it taste really good. I don't know. They added more raspberry or something like that. But they couldn't replicate the way that the flavor used to taste. And so we went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And basically we went back to the drawing board completely fresh and said, okay, give me a raspberry cheesecake. Don't try to copy the old one. Give me a new one. And let's tweak the new one instead. The one that they were able to provide it has a better cheesecake flavor, but the raspberry isn't quite as bright and punchy. Which now it sounds like I'm trying to describe wine, and I honestly think that sommeliers, I think that's how you say it, are making it up. Oh yes, this is a nice aroma with a whatever. You're totally making this up. It's an earthy tone, but yeah, the new raspberry cheesecake. It does taste like raspberry and it does taste like cheesecake, though more heavy on the cheesecake. It does not taste the same as the old one, and it kind of came down to: do we want to die on the hill of making it match the old flavor, or do we want to see raspberry cheesecake at all in 2023? So we went with let's go for a new flavor. Anyway, Brenda wants to know, can Keto Chow be used instead of whey isolate protein? Generally speaking, if there's a recipe that calls for a protein powder, you can use Keto Chow in it. In fact, you might even find it works better due to the acacia gum and other stuff that we have in it. So, Defense Wiz says, yeah, Oregon Trail, yes, hay fever and dysentery. Best ways to die. You've died of velociraptors and dysentery and velociraptor. Yeah, Susan says, I always died of dysentery. Jackie says, so if it's selling out, does it qualify for full or seasonal? That's actually a good question, which I will not be able to answer right now. Based on the way it's selling, I would say it's definitely coming back. I'm not sure how that will be, though. You know I'm cagey, right? Anyway, GGB says, I bought my kids a handheld Oregon Trail game. Love it. One kid took it to school for history show and tell. That hurt a little. Oh, by the way, there's a new Oregon Trail on the Switch that I actually really want to play. Yeah. Rebecca says, I just want to say Keto Chow's customer service is excellent. Thank you for all that you're doing for the Keto community. You're welcome. Floyd wants to know what's happening. So what's happening is we're having an Irish cream flash sale today. So yeah, 20% off Irish cream using the code Irish-20, or there's links for it all over our website. Also, any orders placed between an hour and 40 minutes ago and 5 hours and 20 minutes from now, 6 p.m. Eastern time, whatever, will qualify for basically order forgiveness up to $1,000. Yeah. Defense and talking to Wendy and Harry. Madeline says, I ordered my Irish cream and daily minerals, was able to use my rewards. Also, my birthday is today, so maybe I will have luck of the Irish. There you go. Yeah, and Wendy says, I think the newest version with less acacia fiber is awesome for those folks who are counting total carbs. I totally agree with you on that. RJ says, did I just hear raspberry cheesecake in a couple of days? It could be a couple days or it could be a couple of weeks. Banana for scale. I have no idea when we're going to be getting it or when it's going to be going up on the site, but it is coming. I did do the final taste test. It is approved. Knowing my luck, it'll probably happen when Miriam and I are in Hawaii. Yay. Because that'd be fun. Cindy's here. Hi, Cindy. GGB says, add more raspberry. It was so good. There you go. Well, and it was, the flavoring house actually said, so the problem with this raspberry cheesecake, the problem is that raspberry is a very difficult flavor to get right, and cheesecake's a very difficult flavor to get right. And so the go back and forth between the two of them just wasn't working when we were trying to replicate the original. So we just started fresh. Let's see. Jay says cheesecake is more important than raspberries. Mary J. Angel says, I have an aversion to raspberries. Interesting. I might try a packet of new. Push to shove, I'll mix it with chocolate. That actually sounds pretty good. Karen loves the raspberry cake and had a wonderful flavor. It was great in my yolk. Oh, yeah, that would be awesome. Let's see. Yeah, and Cindy says, I did not need Irish cream, but I did place an order. There you go. Bonnie says, my daughter grew up on Oregon Trail. I always tell the story. It's story time with Mr. Bear. In middle school, it was the second to the last day. Not the last day, because nobody went to school on the last day. What kind of a nerd do you think I am? No, I went to school on the second to the last day, and we would go to class, and they would take roll, and then they were like, okay, see you later. And we would all go to the computer lab, and we all played Oregon Trail on the monochrome green Apple II computers that were there in the computer lab. And it got to the point I got so good at it. Well, there was like 4 of us in there. I beat it as a farmer, which tripled your score. And it was like I got the highest score I had ever seen. It was insanely high. I don't remember what it was though. The problem was the discs that had those high scores on them were going to be wiped and copied again from the originals for the next year. And so nobody but the 4 kids who were in there with me ever got to see that number. And I was just like, oh, man. Serena says, I just got my Irish cream, maple waffle and core in. Can't wait to try raspberry cheesecake. Loving on Kia says, I can't wait for the newest revision of raspberry cheesecake. And Kat says, I agree. Customer service and the whole Keto Chow crew are a great company to do business with. Well, you're welcome. Aaron says, question is there a way to pair my military discount, thank you by the way, with my store credit I've been accumulating it, or is it one or the other? That's a very good question. And that's actually why we switched the store credit over to the methodology that we use now. So the store credit isn't, so our old system used to use a coupon code for the store credit. So if you had, for the rewards, like say you had $50 in rewards points accumulated, it would give you a coupon code that you could apply and it would give you $50 off. The problem with that was Shopify, as discussed just a couple minutes ago, does not, period, allow the use of multiple coupon codes at all. And if you search for Shopify multiple coupon codes, you'll find a lot of people are like, hey, I want to be able to give my customers a coupon code for free shipping, or I want to be able to do this, but I also want another coupon code to be able to apply. And the answer is always, Shopify doesn't support it. Instead, you have to install this other application that combines coupon codes and makes a new coupon code, and they don't work very well. We actually went through that earlier, like back in 2019 or something like that, and it was terrible. We had so many problems. So yeah, our old reward system used coupon codes, and so you could not combine it with a military discount. We were just like, sorry. But the new system the new rewards program, it actually creates a gift card, which is a form of payment. And you use that same code, like you use it up, get more, and you still use the same code. So you actually don't ever want to give out that code, which is why I'm not demonstrating, because I would be showing you the code and you could drain it. Anyway, so you can apply that gift card code and a coupon code at the same time. So yes, thank you for your service. You can absolutely apply a military discount and your store credit. What you can't do, unfortunately, is apply military discount and the Irish 20 coupon codes. You can't do both of those at the same time, unfortunately. Jackie's never played Oregon Trail. What is your problem? By the way, there's a game called Oregon Trail, which is a riff on Oregon Trail, but instead of going across the Great Plains to Oregon, it's basically post-apocalypse or zombie thing. And you have your crew of people and they have to get from whatever city to another city and survive the zombie apocalypse. So that's funny. Anyway, Serena, thank you, just got Irish cream maple waffle and core order in. Can't wait to try the new raspberry when it's ready. I can't wait for you to try it too. Living on Keto agrees it's awesome. Hi there, Dory. How's Alberta? Cindy says, totally agree about the Keto Chow team. When this says, you could always just make a plain cheesecake. That's true. And we could use different flavor drops. That is true. Brenda says, now you could take a picture. Or it didn't happen, right? And that's the whole thing about the Oregon Trail generation is when I grew up, there was no social media until I was out of high school. It was one of the last groups of kids to never have access to social media growing up. In fact, Miriam and I, we didn't send text messages to each other until after we had 3 children is when we finally got cell phones. I always maintained I was in front of a computer all day. If you want to get a hold of me, just email me. Anyway, Indigo Neely's here, so just posted my Keto Chow ice cream video. Awesome. I'm going to go check that out. Lynette has never heard of Oregon Trail. Are you serious? You're part of this generation, Lynette. I'm fairly certain. Anyway. Yeah, and Indigo Neely says we grew up on the Oregon Trail game. Well, and the question is, did you ever go to the computer lab at your school, and did they have any games? Now there was another game. Oh my gosh, it was the story time with Mr. Bear. Still, it was a lemonade stand game, and you had to choose how much lemonade to mix up, and you had a certain amount of money, and how many signs you wanted to create for advertising. And depending on how much lemonade you made and how many signs and the weather, you would sell a certain amount of lemonade. We thought the weather was random. And so it was always like, oh no, what's it going to be the next day? And so we would, plan out how much lemonade we were going to make and how many signs we were going to make. And then it would tell you what the temperature had been that day and whether it was raining. Turns out, the weather was on a repeating loop. There were like 15 entries, and it was just going in sequence. And as soon as we figured that out, the game completely lost all amounts of fun, and we just made millions and millions of dollars on our lemonade stand. By the way, this game was entirely text-based. Showing my age again. Let's see. Oh, Cindy says, I just saw it pop up. We'll check it out shortly. I better hurry up so I can get off of here. Melissa says, I'm not familiar with Oregon Trail either. Really? It's such a fun game. You get to get bullets and you get to hunt and you get to cross rivers and so cool. Two Crazy Ketos is here. Did I say Miriam's here? She is. She's at home though. Miriam, did you put the corned beef into the slow cooker yet? Or the pressure cooker? Anyway, Aaron says, thanks for the answer. You are very welcome. Brenda says, I'm a pong and thanks, old. That's nice. Lindsay is here. How's it going? Did you want to accost me now? So just popped in. I'm 12 minutes behind live. I'm absolutely the Oregon Trail generation. I call all social media the Facebook, the YouTube, the Twitters. You got to put an S on the end of it. Actually, I sometimes call it the Facebooks just to really, you see how much white there is in my beard? Oh man, I'm so old. Marianne says, I've never played it either. Mimi is here. How's it going? Aaron says, blueberry pie is my all-time favorite. Sometimes I mix it with lemon meringue and it tastes amazing. Oh, that does sound good. Ooh. I just took a bag of lemon meringue home. Peggy says, I just ordered Irish cream. Orange cream. That's coming too sometime. Indigo says, I was homeschooled and we lived in Oregon, so it was considered history class. Hey, I learned so much about Oregon Trail, about the Oregon Trail from Oregon Trail and planning stuff. Anyway, Brenda says, I'm thinking if I add maple waffle to a bread recipe, it tastes like Outbacks. Oh, it was somebody's favorite. There you go. Yeah, and Lynette points out, don't forget to use the code Irish20. Oh, and Miriam did not put the meat in yet. Okay. Mama Cat says, is it bad that I'm Irish but making chili for dinner tonight? No, you make what you make. And again, I cannot emphasize this enough. Make sure you go to the supermarket and buy leftover corned beef, because corned beef is absolutely keto. It's just salty brisket. and you can use the pickling spices or not. That whatever. You can literally just take the brisket out and slap it on a smoker, or put it into a crock pot and make lazy engineered beef. Like, it's fantastic. Defenseman says hunting was fun. When you killed the elk, you could only carry 100 pounds back to the family. Wasn't enough to feed the family for long. Yeah, and that's one of the things. Also, if you killed a bison, this is we're talking about in Oregon Trail. So you would start off with a certain amount of money, and you could use that money to buy food, clothing, spare parts, bullets, or you could keep the money. And oxen and things like that. And you could set your pace, and people would die all the time, and they would get stupid broken legs that would slow you down anyway, and you'd have to rest. But hunting, the key, here we go. The key was you would buy a lot of bullets, but hardly any food. And you would set out, and you'd get kind of into the tree area, and then you would hunt, and you would look for the kind of the smaller game, because if you shot a bison, it'd be like 900 pounds of meat, but you could only carry back 100 pounds. I'm not sure how you're carrying back 100 pounds, but each time you went hunting, you'd only do 100 pounds. And so you would hunt a bit, and then it would clear out some of the game, and so you'd have to go further, and then you would hunt again. Anyway, Oregon Trail. Oh my gosh. Aaron says, oh no, Jenna says, does using a promo code eliminate you from the contest? No. So any order, so one order per person, but any order placed between, I think it was 11 a.m. Eastern time and 6 p.m. Eastern time, enters you to win. And then you as a person are grouped in with all of the people who sent in the no purchase necessary entries. Then we'll choose them. I believe we're going to be announcing on our Tuesday live stream who the winners are. Looks like Miriam and Lynette are going to go muddy hiking. Pat says I made shirts for my boys about dying of dysentery. Aaron says corned beef is keto, going in 10 minutes. Yeah, it's brisket. It's literally brisket. And if you smoke that and brine it really good, you make pastrami. Pastrami burgers are the best. Just, oh my gosh, so good. And it's you taking a super cheap cut of meat because it was so fatty and so full of connective tissue that you have to cook it really slow and turning it into something amazing. And that's why, you do the corned beef and cabbage, and usually in potatoes. Don't do the potatoes. Cabbage is fine if you really want it, but I'm just going to do the corned beef. Like, that's all I care about. Yeah, Cindy says corned beef in the crock pot, cabbage going in a little later. RJ, he says, I forgot to order lemon meringue. Christopher says, I remember the lemonade game. I have never met, well, good name, by the way, but I've never met another person that remembers that game. So I'd love to find it and find out if someone had documented the pattern that it goes in. When it says, I love corned beef, I need to try lazy engineer beef recipe. That'd be a good way to use it. Pat says, I'm trying to decide if I want my Irish cream to be mixed as cold coffee or hot coffee. Do both. Defense Wiz is waiting for tomorrow to buy corned beef, hopefully at a discount. There you go. Last year, there was no discounts the day after. Okay. Alex says, my smoked corned beef was amazing. I need to make more now. Oddly enough, I pulled it out of the freezer. We had 2 packages of corned beef from last year in our freezer. So we have 3 that we're going to be making up. Pat says, Reuben in a bowl is on the menu for supper tonight. Oh, and yeah, GB points out radish roast is like a little red potatoes. Coming from a girl who hated radish, they're good. Isn't it funny, the things we do when we go keto? Anyway, well, that's about it. This was supposed to be a short live stream because I still need to go over to the brewing supply store and refill my 5-pound carbon dioxide containers, right? Because the soda stream at home has been out of CO2 for a while. Yeah. But you all have a fantastic Irish cream day. Oh my gosh. Have a fantastic St. Patrick's Day. Be sure to check out the Irish Cream Flash Sale. May the odds be ever in your favor, and I hope you have a great day. So